Yeah, so the plane rebalance came out and I have to update a few things from the previous video. I'm not redoing the whole thing because most of the information there still holds up and I don't want this to be a very long video, so I'm just gonna go over what's different. If you want to hear about all the changes that were made, Packers made a great video with lots of details and memes in it. We still have 3 types of planes, but their flight models changed significantly. Recon planes are still slow and rather awkward to fly, but their time to kill is finally shorter and they all fly exactly the same, which makes them a decent starting point for anyone's pilot adventures rather than a designated kamikaze training vehicle. Medium fighters received a whole lot of changes. Now all planes from the same tier share a single flight model, which definitely takes away a bit from their originality, but it means the only big difference between factions is just the armament. Whether that's more balanced to you or not is a rather personal thing, however to me all planes are in a better spot than they were before and are a viable pick to consider now. Tier 2 medium fighters now focus mostly on turn fighting, meaning they favor a more simple flight style with a lot of horizontal circling over micromanaging your energy. It doesn't mean you won't get some interesting results by mixing in some energy management in there, but it's definitely not as important as it is for the other playstyle. Tier 3 mediums are better at stall fighting, or to put it in terms easier to understand, they excel at energy fighting and a more vertically focused gameplay. This style needs a bit more experience and knowledge on what you're doing, plus it involves doing a lot of risky maneuvers to try and gain the upper hand in a dogfight. Tier 1s are in somewhat of a weird spot because they are a mix of the above. That said, they don't excel at anything and are a bit worse in general, but can still be used with at least one specific playstyle. In my opinion, you need some good knowledge and experience with flying to use them effectively, which makes them a weird pick for the first unlock of the medium tier. If you are just starting out, I would recommend skipping those for now and maybe giving them a shot when grinding a second pilot. Lastly, heavy fighters are now slightly more powerful against ground targets, which sounds fair enough considering they were no match for the medium fighters before anyway. It doesn't mean you can't dogfight with them, but it's not their main purpose and they will definitely need some more effort for that. Quickly on the ammunition changes. Now all planes follow the same pattern with ammunition, so the 50 cal problem I talked about previously is not a thing anymore. Default ammunition and AP upgraded ammunition share the same damage, however AP upgrade provides you with additional penetration while giving up on the long range effectiveness with the damage dropping off way faster. High explosive ammunition requires a direct hit for an instant kill now and generally has become harder to use. It is still very effective against infantry, however you do need to expose yourself for a longer time and commit to the strafes, making you a more likely target to any countermeasures or enemy planes. It is still bad against planes and I do not recommend using it against them. I don't really feel confident talking about how the update changed everything yet. I still feel it's too early for that, especially since we've been used to specific gameplay for at least 2 years now, and it got changed drastically. What I can say though is I think the gap between the planes has been decently balanced out and flying is far more enjoyable right now. I feel the focus has shifted quite a bit towards rewarding team play while also allowing for good plays thanks to the knowledge of the planes and good flying skills. It is a good direction to go in, however the quantity of pilots is still a factor that can influence many air-to-air scenarios. Personally, it's not a big problem to me because I like to take on high numbers of enemy planes, and now with the changes I get even better results, but I can see how it could be annoying and discouraging for newer pilots. 2 things I'd like to see in the future though. One is some form of spawn protection for planes, because the way it is now, pilots are possibly the easiest class to spawn camp and are instantly vulnerable after spawning when their camera isn't even zoomed in at their plane yet. It doesn't happen that often, but we are not short on asshats who would rather ruin the fun than have a proper fight, usually because they instantly lose them. So I kinda understand how attacking a handicapped target is their only option, but the answer is simply to get good. Second thing is always getting an even split of planes between lines. I have no idea who thought having random staged matches where all 48 planes are on one same line is a good idea, since they disappear almost instantly because people are weirdly allergic to defending points. Alright, that's all the stuff that needed updating from the previous video. I'm already working on the next video about dogfighting, but I can't quite tell when or how it's going to release. Not only it's a huge topic that probably needs at least 3 longer videos to be covered properly, but the update changed flying to the point where some plans on explaining stuff I had have to be altered accordingly. That said, I hope I'll be able to bring more videos out as quickly as possible so more of you can get into flying in HNG. Subscribe to the channel to not miss out on future uploads, and don't forget to stop by my Twitch and leave a follow there as well. It may have dropped a bit in consistency, but I'll soon try to get back to it. And for now, I'll see you on the battlefield, pilot.